One is, there was an Indian telecom company called Aircel, which Chidambaram and the then telecom minister Maran had used Dadagiri to force it to sell, force the owner to sell it to a Malaysian company which was called Maxis. Now, that Maxis company is owned by a Tamil from Sri Lanka who has LTT connections, and his name is Ananta Krishna. And he owns that Maxis, and he said he would buy it if he is allowed to buy 100% of the shares of that Aircel. Under Indian law, you cannot buy, a foreign company cannot buy more than 74% of the shares. So Chidambaram contrived a Indian owner, Indian industrialist, a lady who is the daughter of the owner, founder of the Apollo Hospital, and created a company for her called Scindia Securities, and Scindia Securities bought the 26%. But the problem was that the money that she paid for buying the 26% of the shares was provided by Maxis itself. So therefore it is cheating, it is the fraud, it is fraud, that you are trying to beat the law by creating a bogus, a dummy Indian company and then financing it. We would have not known about it till the owner Maxis, in a fit of his hubris, he went to the Malaysian owner went to the stock exchange of Malaysia and declared that I have bought the country of Indian company Aircel 100%, and of course on paper it looks as if I bought only 74%, but this 26% is also be bought by my money, for which I have paid the money by check. So now, in the matter should not have been cleared by the Foreign Investment Promotion Board, of which Chidambaram is the head, but he cleared it, and he and his son collected some hefty sum, and that I went to the Supreme Court on March 18th. The Supreme Court heard me and passed an order asking the CBI to investigate. Then on 18th April, the CBI gave a preliminary report in which the Supreme Court informed me that all my allegations have been proved to be true and the matter prima facie true, and therefore the matter is now listed for further investigation, and on 28th July this matter will come, and there it is possible that Mr. Chidambaram may have an FIR registered under him and he will cease to be a minister, and hopefully in another 2-3 months after he will be sent to jail like Raja was. That's one. Second, there was a newspaper set up in the freedom struggle called National Herald, and it also had a Urdu edition called Qawmi Awaz and a Hindi edition called Navajivan. Now, when it was set up in the freedom struggle, the chairman, everybody decided that it should be Jawaharlal Nehru. So Jawaharlal Nehru was the chairman of that newspaper company. And people gave donations in large numbers, and the paper started coming out, and people started reading because they wanted freedom, independence news, which the British censorship was not allowing other papers to give. So the paper grew. Then independence came, Jawaharlal Nehru became Prime Minister, so he appointed a new chairman, and he used the government power to give National Herald property, to build new buildings, bank loans at cheap rates, etc. And the paper grew. Property-wise, it grew very well. It had land all over India and huge amounts of land, buildings, etc. So, but nobody was buying the newspaper, because now people said, why do we want to read Congress news? We will read other news, other newspapers. So they started making loss, and so in 2008 they had accumulated a debt of 90 crore rupees. And at that time the National Herald decided we can't continue like this, and they closed down the company. Once they closed down the company, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi together put 5 lakhs and created a new company called Young Indian. And this Young Indian, Sonia Gandhi has signed. She is the leading director. She has 38%. Rahul Gandhi has 38%. He has also signed. And it had 2 other directors also who had the remaining 24%, 12%. One was Oscar Fernandez, the other was Motilal Vora. Now, this company then decided that we will approach the National Herald and tell them that we will arrange for a loan for them to pay for these debts. And we will, that is, this Young Indian company will take the responsibility of discharging or clearing that 90 crore debt for 90 crore loan. But this National Herald become free of this debt. So they passed a resolution in the board of Young Indian, and they asked Motilal Vora to go and talk to the National Herald newspaper. Now the chairman of the National Herald newspaper company at that time was also Motilal Vora. So Motilal Vora went to talk to Motilal Vora, and he said to them that, you see, we will arrange for your 90 crores, you pay all your debts, and then we will pay that loan back. You don't have to. But as a consideration, you transfer all your shares to our Young Indian company. Now that meant that 5,000 crores worth of property of the National Herald would go to Young Indian. The Young Indian, which had only 5 lakhs paid up capital, would get 5,000 crores of property. So that was agreed. So then Sonia Gandhi told Motilal that please ask the treasurer of Congress party to hold a meeting and give 90 crores from the Congress party bank account to National Herald. Now the treasurer of the Congress party is also Motilal Vora. So the Young Indian director Motilal Vora called up the president of the Congress party, which was Sonia Gandhi, and vice president of Congress party, which was Rahul Gandhi, and another general secretary called Oscar Fernandez, who was also director, and said hold a meeting of the Congress party and clear, decide on giving 90 crores to National Herald. So the resolution was passed, and 90 crores was made available to National Herald. They cleared their debts and transferred all the shares to Young Indian. Now, then next day, Sonia Gandhi calls an emergency meeting and said, after all, National Herald has done a lot of service to our country during the emergency, to the freedom struggle, and furthermore, they are not in a position to pay back this loan. So let us declare this 90 crores as a sick loan, as a non-performing asset, and write it off. So the Congress party office bearers passed a resolution saying that 90 crores that we gave yesterday to National Herald is hereby written off, and National Herald does not have to, or anyone else has to pay back. So without paying 1 paisa, Young Indian got 5,000 crores of property, including one big building of 11 stories in Bahadur Shah Zafar Marg in Delhi, which Mr. Rahul Gandhi promptly visited and got it renovated and rented it out to external affairs for Passport Seva Kendra, to multinational corporations and all, and they were getting 60 lakhs a month as rent. So I went to court. I went to the lowest level of the court, namely the magistrate, A young girl who had just been appointed magistrate was there, very idealistic. I argued this matter and she was looking really shocked, and finally she said to me, "What do you want?" So I said, "I want you to issue summons to Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez." She said, "In that case, according to the Criminal Procedure Code, you will have to come on the witness box and make a statement on oath why you want them to be summoned. And I will summon them." So I said, "Fine." She said, "Which date?" I said, "July." She said, "July?" But that was in May. She said, "July?" I said, "Yes, July." So I will, as soon as the court opens in July, I will go back before and get a summons issued for Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Motilal Vora and Oscar Fernandez. And it is the first time we have a proof that Sonia Gandhi in her own signature, everywhere else there is Manmohan Singh's signature, but this one, her own signature is there, and I have accused them of fraud, 420, breach of trust, conspiracy, all this, and if I convict them on this alone, they will go to jail for 27 years. Now, there are more cases also, but I think it will take up a long time.
How do you get the documents signed by Motilal?
I got the documents because everybody thinks that if you tell Swamy something in confidence, he will not betray you. So the registrar office came and gave it. Because they know the government is changing, so they want to make now.